Hey guys, I wanted to do a little video about equivalent fractions today for the lesson so that you have a base understanding of really what an equivalent fraction is before you even try to create them. So I have some fractions here. These should look familiar. We do have our 1/2 fraction. We do have our halves, our 2 1/2. We have 3 1/3, and then we have 6 1/6. So each of these are broken down by the unit fraction. Remember, a unit fraction always has 1 over the denominator, and the denominator represents how many equal parts the whole is being broken into. So I wanted to talk today about what equal means first, and we have talked about that equal means the same value. So if I'm looking at equal fractions, I want to make sure that they are showing the same value first. I want to start off with our 1/2 first because I think that that is a pretty easy fraction to look at and see if it matches the value, if the value is the same. So we have 1/2 here. And then we know that if I fill in another half below, that should make a whole. So I want to look at, let's try our 1/3 first. If I take 1/3, it hasn't quite reached the full half yet. So now we know that 1/3 is smaller than 1/2. But if I try to take another third, look what happens. It goes into the half. So therefore, we can never really make an equivalent fraction with thirds and with halves. What we can do, though, is we can try a different fraction. So I'm going to try for my 6th here. So I'm going to keep taking my 6th until they fill in that 1/2 mark. So we have 1/6, we have 2/6, and then we have 3/6, and that's able to make a whole. So how we could write this as an equation is we could say that 1/2 is equal to 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6, because that got us the same value for both of them. And we want to keep that in mind, that when we're talking about equivalent fractions, we're talking about fractions that still represent the same value. That definition of equal does not change whether it's from a whole number to a fraction.